My name is Eleanor White. I am 74 years old. I live alone. In a small wooden house. At the edge of a quiet town. The road here is narrow. Only one bus passes each day. At night. The street is almost silent. My husband, Thomas, built this house with his own hands. When we were young, he measured every wall carefully. He fixed every loose nail himself. In front of the house, he planted jasmine. Every summer, the flowers bloom softly. Their smell floats through the air. In the evening, sometimes I close my eyes and pretend Thomas is still here, watering them slowly, humming an old song. Thomas passed away many years ago. No loud goodbye. No final words. Just a quiet morning. When I woke up alone. For a long time, the house felt empty. Too big. Too silent. For many years, we wanted a child. We tried. We waited. We prayed. Nothing happened. Doctors spoke gently. I nodded politely. Inside, I felt hollow. When I was 39, we adopted a baby boy. His name was Lucas. He was tiny. Fragile. When I held him, my hands trembled. Not from fear. From love. From hope. From that moment, everything had meaning again. Lucas became our center. Thomas taught him how to ride a bike. I taught him how to hold a spoon. How to say please. How to say thank you. We watched him grow. We watched him fall. We watched him stand up again. When Thomas died, Lucas was already grown. At the funeral, he held my hand tightly. I'm here, Mom. He whispered. I believed him. Lucas moved to the city. When he was 34. A better job. A better future. Before he left, he handed me a small box. Inside was a simple phone. Big buttons. A small screen. His name was saved. Right at the top. Just press the green button. He said. So we can talk anytime. I laughed nervously. Technology scares me. I asked him quietly. Will you call me? He smiled. Of course, Mom. That promise became my anchor. The first days were wonderful. Every morning, the phone rang. I sat by the window with a cup of tea, waiting. His voice filled the room. He talked about his apartment, about traffic, about learning to cook pasta. Sometimes he complained. Sometimes he laughed. I laughed too. The house felt alive again. I cooked his favorite meals. Even when I ate alone. At night, I wrote in my notebook. Lucas called today. I feel less alone. But slowly, things began to change. One morning, the phone stayed silent. I waited. Morning passed. Afternoon arrived. Evening came. Nothing. The next day, he called briefly. Sorry, Mom. Busy. I said it was fine. One missed call means nothing. Then 2 days passed. Then 5. When he called, his voice sounded far away. I heard music. Other voices. When I asked, he said, just friends. Weeks passed. Then months. I still carried the phone. Everywhere. On the table. In my pocket. Under my pillow at night. When I cleaned the house. It was nearby. When I watered the plants. It stayed in my apron pocket. Sometimes it buzzed. My heart jumped. But it was never him. Wrong numbers. Advertisements. Once. I answered a stranger's call. Just to hear someone say hello. I started writing letters. He would never read. Dear Lucas. I made soup today. Dear Lucas. It rained all afternoon. Dear Lucas. I miss your voice. Neighbors asked about him. I smiled politely. He's busy. Winter arrived early. The house felt colder. At night. The walls creaked in the wind. One evening. I looked at Thomas's photo. I whispered. Why'd I still wait? Then. On a rainy night. The phone rang. The familiar sound. My hands shook. I answered quickly. Lucas? Silence. Then a man spoke. Are you Mrs. Eleanor White? My chest tightened. I'm calling from Greenford Medical Center. We found your number. In your son's belongings. The world stopped. There was an accident. 2 months ago. He didn't survive. 2 months. 2 whole months. I thought he forgot me. He wasn't ignoring me. He was already gone. That night. I sat in the dark. Holding the phone. The screen was black. But his face was clear in my mind. The next morning. I wrote one line. Now I understand. He was never too busy. He was too far away. A week later. A small package arrived. His watch. His wallet. A photo of us. In the garden. I placed it beside Thomas's photo. The phone rests there too. Still charged. Still silent. Every morning. I make tea for 2. Old habits remain. I sit by the window. And whisper. Good morning, my boy. Sometimes the wind moves the curtains. Sometimes the house feels warm again. I like to believe. Love never disappears. It only changes. How it reaches us. I keep the phone on. Not waiting for a call. But holding on. To every memory. That still rings. Inside my heart.